Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel, and in today's video we're talking about the latest episode of What If. So, for those of you who have not seen the episode, please pause it, go watch the episode, and then come back and let's discuss. Give everybody a second. Anyway, so the name of this episode was What If the Watcher Broke His Oath? So, for those of you who don't know, the Watcher's Oath is the idea that the Watcher just watches and cannot actually interfere with anybody or anything no matter what happens. Well, we knew he breaks the oath because of what happens at the end of the last episode where Ultron wins. We see him talking to Stephen Strange, specifically the one that was evil, right? So we know that he's already broken. But anyway, we see that he breaks it even further. So the episode actually goes around with him capturing specific champions, I guess you would say. So he goes after Gamora, who's the one that killed Thanos. We have Black Widow from the zombie universe. We have Captain Carter. We have Thor from the party universe. Doctor Strange, the evil one, who's now good, I guess. I don't know. Killmonger, who took over everything and killed Tony Stark. We have Star-Lord, aka T'Challa, sorry. And I believe that's it. So he gets all of them except for Black Widow, um, and gathers them all around to discuss what needs to be done. And that Ultron is trying to take over the entire multiverse. So they pretty much all agree. Thor wants to leave, but finds out that the guy's not lying and decides to go along with it. So their plan is to remove the stones from Ultron's body and destroy them. Because in Gamora's universe, she's able to have a device that can actually destroy the Infinity Stones. So they go to a remote planet that doesn't have any abilities. Doesn't have any people, sorry. Um, Thor lights a couple of lightning bolts, and Ultron realizes that there's potential to be defeated there. So he goes there, opens up a portal, and starts to fight them. Um, yeah, very odd fighting, to be honest with you. Um, a piece of so they're fighting and everything else, and T'Challa takes the Soul Stone away and brings it to where Gamora is. So they're fighting, and then when Ultron realizes what's going on, Doctor Strange opens up a portal above him, and all the zombies come out, along with Scarlet Witch zombie. And so now he has to fight all those things while they get away for a little bit. So they are now in a universe that they don't know where they are, but it turns out to be the universe that we saw in the last episode, which was where now only Black Widow exists. Um, so anyway, they start to fight a little bit because Black Widow's not quite sure what's going on. So when they start to actually team up, that's when Ultron makes it back. So now they all have to fight Ultron, which is surprisingly not as one-sided as I thought. We get to see some amazing abilities from both Doctor Strange and Ultron. Though these were basically universal explosions going off, and time manipulation, spell casting, annihilation, just awesome stuff, right? So they start beating him down to make sure that he doesn't get the Soul Stone. They chain him up and they use the Infinity Crusher on his stones, but it doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because her Infinity Smasher was only meant for the stones in her universe. So it's funny to me that they do that, and I'll discuss after. Um, So anyway, it doesn't work and they have to fight. Well, now um, Black Widow says she's got an idea, but she needs Carter to open up a spot for her. So the two of them split up while the others are trying to hold off Ultron. Carter opens up his helmet. She shoots Black Widow shoots the arrow with Zolo in it, hits him in the eye, and Zolo and Ultron are fighting inside of the body. And what happens is um, Ultron is defeated by Zolo inside, and what happens is um, he completely takes over. Now, what we didn't know was Killmonger had reprogrammed one of the heads and caused the exoskeleton to go on his body along with the stones, except for the Mind Stone. But all the others were put on him right away. So we see this happening. Zolo now in control of Ultron's old body, Vision's body that we know of. Anyway, now is fighting over the stones. So the two of them are pulling the stones back and forth, trying to basically both get the stones to eliminate the entire, change their worlds, basically. Well, Strange realizes that this was the Watcher's plan all along, that it wasn't to win necessarily, it was to remove the stones from the body. So he uses a spell, traps them in that moment, and he disappears. So the Watcher thanks them all and tells them to go back. Um, Not any of them are thrilled. Well, most of them aren't thrilled, I should say. So Thor was willing to go back. T'Challa was willing to go back. Carter didn't really want to, but he explained to her that she should, that the world needs Agent Carter. So she goes back, and Black Widow refuses, flat out refuses, because she's the only one left. So he actually brings her to an entirely different universe, the one where the Avengers were killed. So all that's left is Captain Marvel and Captain America. And she comes in to help out to defeat Loki. Now, we don't see much what happens there, but we know that she must obviously help out enough to win-ish. I would imagine she wins. We see in T'Challa's universe, he is teaming up with Peter Quill to defeat Ego. Um, Thor is partying up and smooching with Jane Foster. And then we have the final one. Agent Carter is back on the ship fighting the guy, and her and Black Widow win. And it turns out that they find the Hydra Buster, and apparently Steve Rogers is still inside. And that's how that section ends. So we don't quite know what happens, what goes on, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so we move on to the final one, Doctor Strange. He is now the Watcher of Killmonger and Zolo to make sure that they don't ever escape. And Doctor Strange is willing to take that responsibility and watch them until, well, I would imagine, the end of time. And that's how the episode ends. So this kind of throws me off because I thought this was going to be a three-part episode, and it only turned out to be a two-part episode. So I have no idea how the next episode is going to go. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that we're going to see the Watcher get punished, or we're going to see Kang the Conqueror. Either way, I think it's one of those two. But other than that, I think all the other storylines are pretty much done. I guess. I don't know. I'm not really quite positive on their what they're going to do for like the season finale. But definitely interested because if that's the second to last episode, they have to end on a great note. So I can only imagine what they're going to do. That's why I'm leaning more towards that either the Watcher gets punished or Kang the Conqueror emerges, or could potentially be both. I don't know. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. Do you think I missed something important? Please let me know. As always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night.